for joining us. Our memories are vivid and innumerable. 6 months ago, we presented to my father a book, compiled as a tribute. The task? List only 5 things you love about Dede. Consistent threads ran through the responses from his children, their spouses, his grandchildren, and let me share them with you. First and foremost, my father was a true gentleman. Not simply polite and empathetic, generous and kind-hearted, but a gentle, gentle man. In grandson Chase's words, "We love you because you're nice, not just to us, but to everyone." Alan loved his gentle, kind, sweet, and loyal eyes. You could see adoration in them. Charlie loved the way our father would rather stay cozy with Myrna than go out on the town. Roaring fires were lit without a moment's hesitation or thought. Beside them, crossword puzzles were worked with Mason, books were read, Fox News was watched from 5 o'clock on, volume up, no phone calls. Discussions were had with Grady about private truck rides in the morning for donuts. No girls. Rien. Charlie reminded us, too, how excited Dede would get when he was around those he loved. How he had a knack for being classy, even when he was being naughty. He taught us to swear with elegance and practiced timing. My father was constantly reading, which helps explain the craft of his storytelling. Susanna said, and I quote, "You tell a story better, bawdier, and yet somehow more eloquently than anyone." Alan loved Dede's bilingual proficiencies, English and profanities. Charlie loved how beautifully he constructed and delivered the Hall classic stories and jokes. They have reached a pantheon of brilliance and have inspired friends to incorporate them into their own monologues. Several years ago, my father took up painting as a hobby. He was prolific, and according to Grady, quite accomplished. This is another exact quote. Dede's style is half Van Gogh, half Picasso. And speaking of style, I loved his impeccable manners and his personal style. He surpassed Cary Grant not only in looks, but also in charm. Look at any hall boy here today, and you will see Howard. My daughter Isabel loved how he rocked his bow ties. My son Aram loves that Dede automatically likes anyone who wears a bow tie. Beautiful inside and out. Do you see the thread? My sister-in-law Anne loves that Charlie wants to be just like his father, that proud and humble man. Grandson George sums it up when he said, and again, I quote, "Dede is the epitome of a gentleman and the greatest role model of a hall boy." My own favorite memory is that feeling I get on Christmas Eve, sitting right around there as the lights clicked off, eager to hear Dede softly, proudly, and beautifully sing Silent Night in German. And sing he did. So vividly we recall Dede's glow of pride and quiet, rich enjoyment whenever Myrna played piano and sang. They were lovers of everything: books, travel, theater, dinner parties of extraordinary elegance, and of course, lovers of each other for many years. Andrew said, "I love that you love my mother so deeply." As of late, Dede and Myrna would repeat to each other a line they first said years ago: "What would we have done without us?" Us. An unlikely, eclectic, and loving pastiche of children and adults. Our father lived into his 81st year. A gentleman, an educator, a physician, the founder of our family, always Dede and never failing us. We all know his loyalty, his integrity, and his love of life. He was always providing not just our educations and sustenance, but also the rules and the discipline of life. These quotations I've shared convey our Father's true and authentic precepts of his life, which we take from him as a gift. And just as Alan loved the times he would hang on to Dede's slippery shoulders as he did the breaststroke around the Agawam pool, we will hold on too, lovingly, steadfastly, and even when we start to slip. A few days ago, Owen asked me to whisper in Dede's ear and say how much we would miss him. We will all miss him. Deeply and often, because we loved him. He defined and practiced and honed love so beautifully. He has a special aptitude for teaching us how to live properly and to love correctly. Things that we will always cherish and imitate in his honor. Thanks for being with us.